welcome back to Modalities Movement Therapy. It's now 2024 and today we're going to be looking at first base. When I say first base, I mean the feet. We're going to look at the foundation of the body, and we know what happens in the feet is going to affect the rest of the body. So let's look at walking around barefoot as much as possible, getting as much movement into the feet, strengthening those muscles in the feet, so that in turn the rest of the body can benefit from stronger feet, and more movement in the feet will also improve the movement throughout the rest of the body. So for the workout, you're going to need a hard reflex ball and a soft reflex ball. You're going to need a glider. If you don't have a glider, you can use a face cloth or just a sweat towel that you've folded up, and one of these circle resistance bands, and of course some water. We want to hydrate and plump up that fascial tissue. We want to work on the fascial tissue that surrounds the muscles, it surrounds the nerves. We have fascial tissue connecting us from our toes right up to the top of our head. And with the releases and the massage with the equipment that we're going to use, we're going to create more movement in the body. We're going to hydrate and plump up that fascial tissue to help prevent injury, to help us move, to prevent us from getting stiff. And all of that in turn will help with longevity, will help with movement. Let us start in the feet again. So we're going to start with the reflex ball underneath your one foot, and you're going to slowly roll that ball from the toes to the heel. Move across the entire sole of the foot, over the arch of the foot. Identify any aches and pains. You might have a bit of plantar fasciitis in the arch of the foot, which is just a tight fascia from across the arch of the foot towards the heel. If you feel something there, bring the ball into the arch of the foot and circle in one direction. So you're loosening that area up, and just change direction. Then we're going to take the ball under the ball of the foot and roll the foot from side to side. So the ball rolls across the ball of the foot. We're now going to bring the heel onto the ball and roll again from side to side. And then a little quick proprioceptive movement, just waking up those nerves in the feet. Proprioception is that awareness of body and space. You should now, under the foot you've just released, feel quite a bit of tingling. Roll, just waking up those nerves. Roll the ball across the other foot, the sole of that other foot, right from the toes to the heel. If you want to bring the ball now into the arch of the foot, circle in one direction. Then we're going to change direction. Drop the heel onto the mat and bring the ball under the ball of the foot and spread your toes out. So imagine your feet in a shoe and those toes are all squished together. We want to now open up those toes, spread them out, get as much movement into the foot as you can. Let's now position the heel on the ball and roll across from side to side. And then again, that nice quick proprioceptive movement, just waking up those nerves. And we're going to put that ball to the side stand at the back of your mat, take the feet apart, and we're going to do toe crawls coming forward. So I want you to work 1 foot at a time. So you're inching your way forward on the mat, pinching the mat between the ball of the foot and the toes. Pinch forward and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull. Keep going, pinch and pull, all the way to the front of the mat. Keep your knees straight, don't soften your knees. You want to pull up from the core, you want to lock the knees and lengthen out of the hips, up and out of the hips. Just move any equipment out the way. Now you're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet. Again, keep the knees straight and just rock yourself a little bit from side to side until you reach the back of the mat. Let's do that one more time. Pinch and pull yourself forward with the toes. This is a great one to do while you're brushing your teeth. It takes quite a bit of practice, but you can pick up speed quite nicely with practice. Just pinch and pull all the way forward to the front of the mat. Push up onto the balls of the feet and let's step and stride the feet slightly apart. So you're coming into a lunge position and I want you to drop onto the back knee. Any knee issues or uncomfortable knee is often just maybe tight fascia, but if it's not comfortable, bring a sweat towel or a cushion and just support the knee with it. Take your softer reflex ball, but if you don't have a softer reflex ball, you can use a harder one as well. Position it right behind the knee, so we just want to release that muscle behind the knee, which will help release the back line of the body. Your other foot is forward, the foot is flat, and we're going to use the arms. You're going to sit back as far as you can go, breathing in. Almost like imagine you're going to a squat position, but you should feel quite a nice stretch in the back of that supporting leg, and then exhale as you come up. Let's keep going. We're going to do 10 and exhale. Now we should all be familiar with the breathing in and out through the nose. Nice slow and steady breath. Breathing in and exhaling. And take your time. You want to get a nice deep diaphragmatic breath. If you have got a lot of tension around the neck and the shoulders, we will get into that and release it just now. Let's do another 5. Nice and slow. Maybe you can sit back a little bit further. Do another 3. Breathing in 2 more. And exhale. For the last one, hold it back here, curl the toes under, so now we're getting that plantar fascia stretch in the arch of the foot, and you can just bring the hands onto the knee and wiggle the hips from side to side, so squashing that ball behind the knee to give it that extra release. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go over to the other side. So just switch legs. Start off with the foot flat. Bring the ball and tuck it right behind the knee. Your supporting leg, take the knee slightly forward if you need to. So you don't want to be in this position, toes ahead of the knee. Now we're going to squeeze that ball behind the knee. Sit back, breathing in, and then exhale. And again. And exhale. For 3. Nice and slow, exhaling. And 4. And exhale. And 5. And exhaling. 2 more. Let's curl the toes under, push halfway back. And now wiggle the hips from side to side. You can bring the hands onto the knee and just push into the arch of the foot with the toes curled under, stretching that arch. And now we're going to release the ball and come into a seated position. Take the reflex ball, the soft reflex ball, and bring the soles of the feet together. Let's massage along the big toe on the one side and roll around the inside arch of the foot. Let's take the ball and continue going along the inside of the leg. So now we're working our way up the deep core line and the diaphragm, where we want to focus just now. Our main muscle of respiration is attached via the fascial tissue along the inner thigh into the arch of the foot and over the big toe. So now you're working your way up the inner thigh, moving across, circular motions, and from side to side. Nice deep pressure, but take it at your own pace. If you do identify any tender spots, lighten the pressure, but give it a good release. You want to loosen up that fascial tissue. If there are any adhesions, you may have a scar somewhere along the inner thigh, somewhere along this line of the body that you need to release. Let's move over to the other side and take the hand onto the ball and give the deep core line, that big toe, a nice release into the arch of the foot. Go behind your ankle bone and behind the shin bone, so along the soft tissue between the calf and the shin bone. Work your way up to the knee, and you can use one hand or two hands and massaging around that knee area and work along the inner thigh. Nice and slow, just circular motions from side to side. We're now going to sit on the ball. We know that the glutes are a big part of our core, then they're not part of the deep core line. The stronger the glutes are, the stronger your core will be, the better your balance will be. These three muscles that make up the glutes, the gluteus maximus, minimus, and medius, they are the biggest muscle group in the body. They're also your hip stabilizers. So the stronger they are, the stronger your core is going to be, the better your balance, all those good things. Move a little bit onto the lateral side of the leg. We are going to work a little bit into rotations and working the side of the leg as well, the lateral line of the body. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So let's move the ball onto the other buttock and give it a good release there. Side to side, up and down. Take it onto that glute medius on the side of the leg. And I think we should stop and have a quick drink, and then we're going to move on to the lower back. So So still using that soft reflex ball, but you can use the hard one if you don't have a soft one. We're now going to bring the ball in line with the hip bone. So you're going to lift up, position the ball. I'm on my right side of my spine, so I'm in line with the hip bone along this line of the body, the sacroiliac spine. You can open up your arms and then just keeping the feet flat. Wiggle the hips from side to side. Tuck your t-shirt in if it's getting in the way. And then move the ball from the right side of the spine to the right hip bone. Adjust it if you need to. And cross the ankle if your hips are not too tight. And you're going to roll that ball from the center to the side. Again, identify any tender spots or any trigger points. Once you've got the ball there, you can just bounce the knee down, push into that reflex ball. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. So just release the foot and then switch around to the other side. Bring the ball onto the other side of the spine and position it in line with the hip bone. There should be a little dimple there. You can find either keeping the feet flat or crossing the ankle over the knee. And massage that ball across from side to side. Keep going, bounce it, find that spot that needs the most releasing. Bounce there. Release the foot, take the ball out. We're now going to move up onto the shoulders. So I'm going to take the ball and I'm going to position it between the spine and my left shoulder blade. And I'm going to support my head in my right hand. The ball should not be on the shoulder blade, but next to the shoulder blade on a muscle called the upper trapezius, which is often where we carry a lot of tension. So this is one of our secondary respiratory muscles. So in this position, we're going to breathe in. I want you to open up around here as much as you can. Circle the elbow down. And exhale. Here we can start just adding a bit of an arch, breathing in and exhaling. And again, nice deep breath in and exhale. Let's just do 2 more. And exhale. And your last one. And exhale. Now we're going to open up into an arch position. So you're pushing into the ball. My head is still resting on my hand and I'm arching my back. So lifting my back off the mat, and then I'm able to wiggle that ball a little bit from side to side, giving that area a little bit more of a release. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's take the ball onto the other side. So I'm coming onto my right side again, and I'm going to lift the shoulder up, position the ball under the upper trapezius between the shoulder blade and the spine, supporting my head in my left hand, and my right hand is next to my shoulder, the elbow is bent. Get your breathing first, arch your back if you need to, open up a little bit more, creating space. The diaphragm will push down into that space as the lungs expand, and then exhale, push the lower back down, tuck and tilt your pelvis, and then release that trapezius. Breathe in. Open up and exhale. We're going to do 3 more. So again, you take it nice and slow, breathing in through the nose for 4 counts and exhaling for 4 counts, getting as much movement into that shoulder as you can. Nice and slowly breathing in and exhaling. We're going to do 2 more, breathing in and exhaling. For the last one, and exhaling. Open up as much as you can and lifting up off the mat. You're going to wiggle those shoulders from side to side, getting more release into that area between the shoulder blade and the spine. Let's take the ball and we're going to link the fingers and position it in the hands. Bring it onto the top of the spine where the base of the skull begins, sort of in line with your earlobes. So there's a bony process here called the occiput ridge. Most of you will know about that. You're going to roll the ball from side or from center to side. And then you're going to move the ball over to the other side and roll. Roll that ball from side to center. Three more. 2 and 1. Good. Let's take that ball now and we're going to get back to the diaphragm. I want you to release your diaphragm, starting with the ball inside your right hip bone. So we're going to work nice and slowly from the right hip bone, up the colon, along the inside of the rib cage. So you must be on the right side, working with that ascending colon, coming up. We're going across the transverse colon. So work your way up, and now we're going to start going down the descending colon on the left side. You can extend your legs if you want to and lengthen out. Nice, slow, steady circular motions up and around, just helping us release that diaphragm so we can get those nice deep diaphragmatic breaths. When we talk about the diaphragm, we're working around the colon as well. So the diaphragm, if we are using our main muscle of respiration, we are activating our parasympathetic nervous system. So we can come into what's called a state of rest and digest. So we're stimulating the organs that are attached to the diaphragm. The more we breathe diaphragmatically, the more we function, our body functions properly, efficiently, effectively. Let's move across. So we want to take ourselves out of that flight and fight, which is our sympathetic nervous system, into our rest and digest, which is our parasympathetic nervous system. And those two systems make up our autonomic nervous system. So stress is a big part of our everyday lives, and we need to help our bodies cope with it by teaching our bodies to breathe correctly, and that will help our bodily functions. Sometimes easier said than done, but hopefully with all the massage and the releases, keep going around, up and around, you will feel the benefits and you will be able to breathe more deeply. We're going to finish off with the reflex ball in the middle on the spine. So find those hip bones, Bring your fingers all the way around towards the spine, and that's where I want you to position the ball. So think about the vertebra now. We're opening up those spaces between this vertebra, creating space you can move into. Pushing into the ball, so you'll see I've tilted my tailbone under. So this is your exhalation. You bring those hip bones closer to your rib cage. We're going to breathe in, opening up, so allowing the diaphragm, the lungs to expand as you breathe in, pushing the diaphragm down and opening yourself up even more. Now you're going to exhale, so starting that tilt from the tailbone, you're exhaling, bring the hip bones closer to the rib cage and using the diaphragm, which will help expel the breath from the lungs. Exhale and tuck. Let's breathe in. Drop the tailbone so we're getting as much movement into the spine as we can. Exhale, push into the ball and tuck under. Let's just do another 3. Breathing in and exhaling. Two more. Breathing in and exhaling. We've got one more to go. Breathe in. And on your exhalation, just wiggle the hips a little bit from side to side. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's release the ball. Put the ball to the side. Take your resistance band and let's bring it above the knees. Take yourself back into that supine position if you're out of it, lying on your back. And we're going to work into breathing, into arch and tuck. So starting off, let's bring the hands onto the rib cage. So when we talk about our breathing, we want to breathe horizontally. So we're getting as much benefit around the core, activating these muscles and stimulating all these organs as we can. So if we're breathing here into the neck and the shoulders, we're not stimulating these organs. Let's take the hands onto the rib cage and we want to breathe in now. Breathing in for 4 counts. And exhaling through the nose for 4 counts. Now try focus more on your exhalation. Then you'll feel more of a contraction, more of an activation in your abdominal and core area. There, remember the glutes are part of that core. Breathe in. And exhale. Now try and expel the breath for longer. So 4 to 6 counts. Let's do 2 more. Breathing in. And try and make it a nice, slow and steady exhalation. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Now slowly breathe in. And when you're ready, exhaling. Release your arms at your sides. Now we're going to bring the arch and the tuck into it. So imagine someone's pulling your belly button to the ceiling with a piece of string. You're arching, you're opening up. Breathe into that space you're creating. Now exhaling, tucking and pushing down. Squeezing and activating the glutes, expelling the breath from the lungs. Let's do that 3 more times. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 more. Breathing in, 2, 3, and 4. And exhale for 2, 3, and 4. From this exhalation, your glutes are activated. They're ready to breathe in. And thrust your pelvis up to the ceiling, squeezing and activating those core muscles. Exhale. And lower yourself down. Bringing your tailbone on last, ready to breathe in. And exhale. Tuck and tilt, ready to thrust. Breathing in and lifting all the way up and exhaling. Keep going, breathing in and exhaling. Keep the resistance in the band, breathing into thrust. And exhaling. We're going to do one more. We're going to hold it at the top. Let's breathe in. And exhaling. Breathing in. And hold it here. Exhale, hold it at the top. Keep activating those glutes. Breathe yourself into that lift. And slowly exhale. Another 2 breaths, breathing in. And exhale. One more time, breathing in. And exhale. You need to come down, so we're breathing in again for 4. And as you exhale, let's articulate through the spine and roll down. Rock onto your side. Bring your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Sit up nice and tall. Keep the resistance band where it is. You can just make a fist and bring it into your hand on the mat. We're going to breathe in. I want you to open up an arch. So you're opening up around the area here, and then you're going to exhale. And you're going to push against the resistance band. So we're now using a bit into the lateral side, although we have already with the band. And let's breathe in. As we breathe in, bring the knees together, and I want you to open up that top arm as well. And then exhale. As you exhale, the knees lifting, you rounding your spine like someone's punching you in the belly and reaching that arm through. Let's do that again. Breathing in, open yourself up, and exhale. Now this is your first option. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, let's open up here, pushing onto the elbow, breathe in, knees are together, then on your exhalation, push the knees apart and round that spine. Let's keep going, breathing in, and then exhaling. We're going to do 5 more, breathing in, and exhaling. Again, taking your time, 4 counts in, and exhale for longer. And 3 more, breathing in, and exhale. Another 2, breathing in, and exhale. You should feel those oblique muscles working into that spiral movement, exhaling and rounding. Good. Rock onto the knee, so the knee that you've been on, stay on that knee. Keep the other knee lifted. I want you to take the same hand as the knee that's lifted onto the mat and bring the other hand behind the back. You're hardly putting any weight into that hand. You're going to keep the knee open and we're going to arch the back. So we continue with our arching and our tucking. Exhaling and round the spine. Good, keep going, breathing in. Arch your back. Exhale. Tuck. Go for 3. And exhale. Breathe in for 4. You're getting that movement into the spine. Exhale. Here we go for 5. And exhale. You should really feel your supporting glutes. 5 to go. And exhale. Almost there. 4 more. And exhale. 3 to go. And exhale. 2 more. And exhale. For your last one. And exhale. Phew. Wake that glute up a little bit and stop and have a quick drink of water. Moving on to the other side, we're going to stay on the knees and we're going to do those last 2 exercises in reverse. So if you can, you're going to use the opposite hand to stabilize you. If you can't, then you can use both hands, but we're hardly putting any weight into those fingertips. Let's go onto the knee, opposite hand in front, other hand behind the back. Arch your back, keep that knee lifted, breathe in for 4 counts, and then exhale. Keep that knee lifted, go for 2, and exhale. Breathe in for 3. Knee stays lifted, exhale. For 4, and exhale. For 5, and exhale. 5 to go. Breathing in, and exhale. 4 more. Almost there, and exhale. 3, and exhale. 2 more. And exhale. For the last one. And exhale. Phew, well done. Onto your side. You've got the option of staying on the elbow or lifting up. Make sure the elbow is directly under the shoulder. And first we're going to start, let's do the arm. Breathing in. Open up that top arm. Now exhale and reach that arm through. Good. Breathe in. Open yourself up and exhale. Tucking and rounding, pulling that suction, that belly button to the spine. Now if you want to, up onto the elbow and exhale. Just adding that little bit more of a challenge. Breathing in for 4. And exhale. Here we go for 5. And exhale. Breathe in for 6. And exhale. For 7. And exhale. 3 more. And exhale. 2 to go. And exhale. For the last one. And exhale. Coming around onto the knees. 1 more drink of water. On the hands and knees, we're going to push up into a pyramid or down dog position. So curl the toes under, up into that pyramid or down dog, and just bounce yourself back. Get a good stretch. And walk your hands to your feet. Take a deep breath in. Uncurl through the spine and circle the shoulders up and back. So in standing, we're going to focus on balancing. So now we're getting back into the feet. We've worked along the legs, strengthening the legs. And now we're going to get those feet working to stabilize us. So let's take a narrow stance. And you're going to balance on, I'm on my right foot. And I'm going to take my opposite hand up. I'm going to take my left hand. So it's going to be quite a bit of a challenge standing on the mat. If you want to stand on a harder surface, you can, but try and challenge yourself a little bit, because that's going to activate those stabilizers in the foot and obviously in the rest of the body. So you should feel the glutes working nicely to stabilize you. Let's take the left hand and we're going to tap the big toe with the left hand. And then you're going to breathe in and come up. Let's exhale on the way down. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out for 3. And breathe in and come up. Here we go for 4. Try and spread your toes out. Open up that foot. And we've got 5. And breathing in. 5 to go. You should almost feel that fascial burn in the ankle. That fascial tissue is working hard to stabilize you. We've got 3 to go. Breathing out. Challenge your balance. And breathing in. 2 more. Exhaling. And breathing in. Last 1. And breathing in. Good, well done. Shake the leg out. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So the left leg, if you're following me, right hand is going to tap the big toe on the left. Breathe in or exhale there. And take a breath in. On your exhalation, go down to the big toe, and you will find one side is going to be easier than the other side. Generally, one side is stronger. Breathe out and breathe in. Here we go for 3. Tap the supporting foot if you absolutely have to. Otherwise, try and balance and work those stabilizers. Breathing out and breathing in. Keep going, we've got 5. And breathing in. Try stay on the mat. And 4. And breathing in. And 3 to go. Two more. And your last one. And well done. We're going to roll down, so take a deep breath in and exhale. On your way down, take that band and let's bring it onto the feet. So across the ball of the foot and coming up to standing. So in this position, I want you to take the band and spread it out as much as you can. We're going to work into a hip rotation. So you're going to keep the heel on the mat. You're going to lift the ball of the foot, keeping your supporting foot as stable as possible. And now you're going to rotate that foot out. So we're going to resist against the band and resist inwards. So you want as much resistance on the way out as the way in. Here we go for 3. And exhaling. And 4. And exhaling. Remember to breathe in. You're opening up from the hip, keeping that knee locked. 5. And exhale. Keep going for 6. And exhale. For 7. And exhale. For 8. I think I might have added 1 on there. Let's do another 2. And this is your last one. And release. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Lift the ball of the foot. Rotation out and in. For 2. Nice and slowly with your breathing. Adjust the band if you need to. Sometimes it does slide down. Breathe in and exhale. Here we go for 4. And exhale. And 5. And exhale. And 6. And exhale. For 7. 3 more. Breathe in for 8. And exhale. And 9. And 1 more. Good. We're going to do another set of those. I just want you to stop and have a quick drink of water. Hydrate that plump and plump up that fascial tissue. Position the band a little bit higher if you need to. Open up if you can. Challenge yourself a little bit more. Remember to lock those hips. Pull up and lock the knees. Rotate the foot in. And let's push out. That's 1. Exhaling. Breathe in for 2. And 3. For 4. And 5. 6. 7. And 8. Are you breathing? 9. And 10. Release the foot. Let's start with the other one. Just lift the toes and let the foot rotate in. Breathe in. And exhale. For 2. And 3. And 4. For 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. Last 2. 9. And 10. Good. Release the foot, standing tall. Breathe in and then exhale. Position the band onto the big toes. Now we're going to keep the ball of the foot on the mat and we're going to lift the heel. We're going to seesaw, keeping the knees locked from side to side. And we're going to do this for a minute. So your time starts now and you're going to keep those knees locked. And you're going, this is a nice one for strengthening the arches of the feet, and you should feel the glutes working on this side. Keep going, lifting and rocking, breathing in and out. 20 seconds down. Keep going. 20 seconds to go. Keep going. 5, 4, hopefully feeling those glutes are working. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Breathe yourself into that lifted position. On your exhalation, chin to the chest. Release the band from the big toes and put it over to the side. You can move the mat out the way and bring your glider or your sweat towel, if you don't have a glider, onto the mat. We're working into some lunges now, so your feet are side by side, wide apart, so a little bit of a narrowish stance, maybe a little bit wider than hip distance. And for 1 minute, you're going to take that foot on the glider and you're going to lunge back. So I want you to position it and bend well into the knee. Good. If you have any knee issues, then what you can do without the glider is you can bring your foot onto the floor and you can hold your lunge and you can just bounce, breathing in, opening up and exhaling and tucking. So we're just increasing the stretch along the front of the leg. Breathing in. So it's a nice safe position to hold. Exhaling and tucking. Remember, you want to work through a little bit of discomfort. Any pain, listen to your body. If you can, move in and out of your back lunge. It's also safe on the knees, as long as you're keeping those feet firmly positioned and not turning the foot in and out on the backward movement. We're going to take it in to that lunge position and work through that for a minute. So we're going to breathe into the lunge at the back. So your minute starts now. Breathing in and exhaling and breathing in, and get that knee as close to the floor as you can. Breathing in and exhaling. Keep going and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. Remember, you've got that option of arching and tucking. If you're taking any strain in the knee, come into that position. You're halfway, lunge and release. So follow, make sure that form is correct. That's important. Take your time, even if you only do 2 lunges. 15 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Look up, don't look down. Think about your posture. Breathing out, and that's your time up. We're now going to move over to the other side. So again, you've got that option in the lunge of breathing in and exhaling. Any strain in the knee. Otherwise, your minute starts now. Let's breathe in and exhale. Watch your form in the front. Knee over ankle. Don't let the knee go over the toes. Make sure you're going back. Push back into your lunge and lift. Back into your lunge and lift. Keep going. Are you breathing? Are you looking up? Are you bringing that knee as close to the floor as you can? You got 20 seconds to go. Breathing in and exhaling. 10 seconds to go. And your last one. And release. Go. Have a quick drink of water. We've got one more exercise to do. So again, standing with feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. You're going to push into the ball of that foot. put quite a bit of weight into it, and you're going to rotate a minute, rotate in and out. So the movement is rotational from the upper body, and you're keeping that knee locked, movement from the foot and the hip. So we're using this whole area here. Your minute starts now. Nice quick cardio movement, getting that heart rate up. Use the arms as well. Keep going, twisting, pushing, breathing. Keep going, twist, twist. You're halfway. Let's keep going. 30 seconds. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Get most of the movement there in the hip. Twisting. 20 seconds to go. Really use those arms to get that heart rate up as well. 10 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just stop and breathe a few times. And then let's take the glider or the sweat towel or your face cloth over to the other side. So remember to lock the knee and think about the movement in the hip and in that ankle twisting. So your minute starts now. Let's twist, twist. Keep going. Nice big movement with the arms. Halfway, 30 seconds to go. And 10 seconds to go. 2 and 1. Good. You can put the glider to the side. Move your mat back if you need to. And let's take a deep breath in. Up and standing. Tuck your chin to your chest. And just roll down. Roll from one side. Bounce from the other side to the one side to the other side. And take a deep breath in. Uncurl through the spine. Circle the shoulders up and back. And shake everything out. Well done, and thank you for joining me.